Hello Year 8, it's Miss Taplin. I hope you're all safe and well. So I'm taking your lesson today. It's going to be quite a short video because most of your time is going to be taken up with a piece of creative writing. So instead of doing a reading lesson today, you're going to do a bit of a writing lesson. So to start with, I'd like you to use your language skills, so similes, metaphors, things like that, to describe something you are scared of. So no more than 3 sentences. Shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes. Something you're scared of, it could be anything from spiders to heights or something even more interesting than that. Fantastic. So our key question today is, can you use inspiration from an image and a popular author to craft a piece of original creative writing? So we're going to do this by reading an extract from the Hunger Games. We're going to annotate or just look at and investigate how tension and excitement is created in a piece of writing. We're going to consider the prompts that I'm going to give you, and we're going to plan a response. You will then craft the opening of your story, aiming to complete 2 to 3 paragraphs. So you're just writing the opening of a story, not a whole story. Okay, and you can see along the bottom there, read and edit. And this is what I want you to do when you do your piece of writing. I want you to read it, and I want you to edit it, and I want you to try and make it the best piece of writing possible. So we're going to read an extract from the Hunger Games. So this is a trilogy that I've really enjoyed reading, okay, and I quite like films as well. So I want you to pay close attention to sensory descriptions. What can Katniss hear? What can she see? Things like that. How does she move? What dangers are there? The effects of the short sentences in the extract. And I want us to think about how she creates a sense of danger and excitement in this piece of writing in this very short extract, okay? And you're going to aim to magpie 2 to 3 ideas. And when I say magpie, I mean you're going to pinch a couple of ideas to help you in your writing. So for our extract, by all means, just pause it and read it yourself, or you can listen to me read it, or you can do both. I hurtle over a burning log, not high enough. The tail end of my jacket catches on fire and I have to stop it. Okay, so let's read the extract. I hurtle over a burning log, not high enough. The tail end of my jacket catches on fire and I have to stop to rip it from my body and stamp out the flames. The game has taken a twist. The fire was just to get moving. Now the audience will get to see some real fun. When I hear the next hiss, I flatten on the ground, not taking time to look. The fireball hits a tree off to my left, engulfing it in flames. To remain still is death. I'm barely on my feet before the third ball hits the ground where I was lying, sending a pillar of fire up behind me. Time loses meaning now as I frantically try to dodge the attacks. I can't see where they're being launched from, but it's not a hovercraft. The angles are not extreme enough. Probably this whole segment of the woods has been armed with precision launchers that are concealed in trees or rocks. Somewhere, in a cool and spotless room, a game maker sits at a set of controls, fingers on the triggers that could end my life in a second. All that is needed is a direct hit. Whatever vague plan I had conceived regarding returning to my pond is wiped from my mind as I zigzag and dive and leap to avoid the fireballs. Each one is only the size of an apple, but packs a tremendous power on contact. Every sense I have goes into overdrive as the need to survive takes over. There's no time to judge if a move is the correct one. When there's a hiss, I act or die. Okay, so at this point, feel free to pause the video and have another read through that short extract. Hopefully you can see lots of action in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just quickly run through some things that Suzanne Collins does really well in this extract that I think work really well. And these are things that you can try that I want to see you use in your own piece of writing. Okay, so first of all, I want to look at her use of verbs. Okay, I want to look at the way that she uses those words to describe action and to create a vivid description of Katniss. So we've got words such as hurdle, rip, stamp, flatten, engulfing, zigzag, dive, leap. They are very, very energetic and almost frantic words, which really help to build this picture that she is in great danger. Okay, so these are all very carefully selected words. She didn't just climb over a burning log, she hurdled over it. So you can see the energy in that and that desperate sort of flight. So these are the kinds of words I want you to really, really consider very deeply when you do your piece of writing. The next one that we're going to look at is her use of juxtaposition. Okay, so this is when two things are placed near or next to each other with contrasting effect. Okay, this is done very deliberately. So in our example, we've got lots of examples of this horrible environment that Katniss is in. So just one sentence that I picked out to describe that is the fireball hits a tree off to my left, engulfing it in flames. Okay, and then in the same paragraph, we've got this very sort of different place where the game maker is. So somewhere in a cool and spotless room, a game maker sits at a set of controls, finger on the triggers that could end my life in a second. So we've got these two very different environments that are juxtaposed, okay? And what it does is it makes the situation that Katniss is in even more dramatic, because we've got that comparison to somewhere very sort of calm and safe, and it just emphasizes that danger that Katniss is in. So we've got that use of juxtaposition there, which you could also aim to use in your piece of writing. And then the final thing that I want us to look at is Suzanne Collins' use of short sentences. Short sentences work really, really well in pieces of creative writing where we've got a very dramatic situation taking place. Okay, they can speed up the pace. Short sentences do all sorts of things. So let's have a quick look. So I hurdle over a burning log, not high enough. So instantly the beginning of this little extract is really sort of fast-paced, really exciting. It almost reflects that idea that she doesn't have time to explain. Everything is happening so fast. The game has taken a twist. We've got that quite dramatic statement there. All that is needed is a direct hit, another dramatic statement, and then finally at the last part, where there's a hiss, I act or die. So these short sentences can increase the pace, and they can make an emphatic statement that really drives home an idea or a point. Okay, don't just okay, sorry about that. That was my dog barking. So what I was trying to say was that try not to use too many short sentences. You might be tempted to use a load just to create an effect, but you need to be quite sort of discerning about where you use them and how you use them to get the maximum impact. Okay, your task is to write the opening of a story about a pursuit, so about being chased, and you're going to use this image as your setting. Okay, so I want you to have a good look at that. Now, in that black box there, you can see I have put originality. I can literally hear you thinking from here, zombies. Okay, zombie apocalypse. So I want to say right now, I do not want you to write about a zombie apocalypse. I want you to be more original than that. That's what everybody always goes for, but I want you to do something different. Okay, so before you do that task, you're going to have 5 minutes planning time. Okay, during this time I want you to think about Who is running away or being chased? The location, well, I've given you the location, haven't I? So you could just jot down some ideas for this location. What are they running away from? What are the dangers in there? You need to decide whether you're going to write in first or third person. And then your first sentence, I want you to really, really craft this sentence. How are you going to hook your reader? So if we think about the example from Suzanne Collins, she started off with those 2 short sentences to drag us in there. Okay, so I want you to really, really think about that first sentence. How can you make it really exciting? Okay, and remember, no zombies. So 5 minutes to plan, so you need to pause the video. Okay then, so you should have spent your 5 minutes planning, and you should have some really good ideas about this piece of writing. It's always a really good idea to plan first, so you know exactly what direction you're going in. Okay, so let's just go back to the image. Okay, so remember, it's the opening of a story. Okay, you're not writing the whole story, just the opening. It's about a pursuit. I want you to start off in the middle of the action. I want you to make it exciting, using those interesting verbs, the idea of using juxtaposition and short sentences, and sort of any other ideas that you could see in that extract that you thought worked really, really well. Okay, and remember to strive to be original. So no more than 3 paragraphs, lots of detail, lots of description, and to make it exciting if you can. Okay, enjoy writing Year 8. See you soon. Bye bye.